Good morning.
Hello.
We're here.
Here we are again.
It's Wednesday morning. I have no idea what day it is, but it's almost vacation time.
Today's the 15th.
Yes. We're gonna be on live. We're gonna be live all day today.
It feels like it.
Yes.
Morning
Yes.
and afternoon.
We're still recovering from the sewing expo. It was a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of work to put the store back together. So that's why it's a little messy behind us. So we don't have all of our fun stuff up yet. So we are working on this adorable crossbody bag, or just zippered pouch if you don't want it to be a crossbody bag.
Right. So I mean, sometimes we don't need another crossbody bag. We just need more bags to stick stuff in.
More stuff to stick stuff in. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're gonna do.
Yes.
We're gonna just make a bag to stick stuff in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll hang on the wall easier.
It'll hang on the wall without all the strap stuff here. So
we started. It's not a hard project, but it does take a little bit of time with all the flip and sew that happens during one of these projects. So we started with the backing. So you're going to need to do 2 hoopings today. And the first one is going to be the back of the bag. So I'll swap the camera over here so you can see. So we did some pre-quilting already, and we are on the last step of this. So this is just your normal placement line for your batting, tack down trim, and then you place your backing fabric on, and then you stitch the quilting design on there. But we need to know where to place this for the front
in the
project.
second hooping.
In the
so
second
where
hooping.
where we're gonna attach it. So there's a placement line stitch.
Yeah,
here.
So that's what we're going to do here. And it does recommend that you do this in contrasting thread color. So we've changed our thread color to orange to hopefully make it so that you can see that a little bit later. All right. So good morning. Good morning. If you are here and you can hear us okay, if you'll give us a little hi or a thumbs up, that would be fantastic. Here are these markings in the corners. So if you purchased your kit from us, you did get a bunch of fat quarters. So you can do either size.
Fat eighths.
Yes, fat quarters and fat eighths.
Yep.
So if you want to make yours a crossbody bag, you'll need to just sew a couple of strips together to make them as long as you want.
To get that strap.
Yes.
Oh, we can see that nice and clean. That'll be good.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
So that is the end of our stitching for the back, and then we'll get situated for the front.
So there's just a nice bright mark so that you can see where to line that up to. So
great.
We're going to just set that aside for the moment. And keep a second piece of no-show mesh.
Yep, and that was no-show mesh that we used on the back.
Yep.
And we're using an 8x12 hoop. There is a 5x7 option as well.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Hey. The 8x12 hoops are hard to slide into the machine.
Don't like to slide nicely, do they?
They do not. So definitely hold the back end of that when you. Yeah.
Hi, Mom. All right.
Okay.
Use that. I can have that guy.
You can, and I'm going to switch to the other design.
So there are 2 separate designs. One that just has the quilting is the one you'll want to do first, and that is your backing. And then the one that has all of the lines, the crazy stuff, is going to be all of the placements for these pieces here. I'm just attempting to get our fabrics in some sort of an order.
Okay. Over here. So we are going to stitch the placement line, and I'm assuming this is going to be the placement line for the batting.
Yep. The batting is going to go first.
Oh, I think the camera looks good. Good morning, Karen. And Pieces, Mom. Mom. Now we are just going to put the batting over top of that stitching line. We want to make sure that we're covering it all the way around. It's pretty good. Hi, Miss D. Now it kind of does a little sort of like a grid on here. This is to sort of show where all of the pieces are going to end up. Yeah, I imagine you probably do the pineapple part at the
Get on
bottom.
the pineapple first. We'll have to go in the front.
Okay. All right. So we have sort of our map out on the design here. And now we're going to start
in the middle.
Right?
Yep.
With our fabric. So
So this is like paper piecing.
Yes.
So the first piece always goes. You side up?
pretty side up.
My cut has no pretty flowers in it. I'm like, can I get a flower in it? But I don't think it's gonna matter. So we'll just slap her in there.
Okay.
Okay. And first thing it's going to do is just the trim and placement for our piece number 2. Let's see, I have no idea which ones of these are the right ones anymore. Oh, these work. Yay. All right, so we trim off the excess above our, so sorry, excuse me, above our stitched line. And then we take our piece number 2 and we put it right at that line. So not, that is literally the placement there. We're not going over it or behind it. We're like literally putting that on there. And as we're going, it's recommended that you balance your excess on each edge of that stitch line. And put that back in the hoop. And then we're going to tack that down. And we're just going to keep doing that.
Yes. Yep. The first fabric was the only one that really goes pretty side up at this point. Until we get to like our zipper areas, we're going to be basically flipping and then stitching. And then if you have a solid fabric, obviously it doesn't really matter because it's really hard to tell once you've cut those
which direction is actually.
And we have our little iron, so we're going to actually press that. If you don't have a little iron, there are little fabric rollers and things like that that you can use as well with like the starch pens.
So this would be an additional option. The iron is certainly going to be faster with as many times as we're going to be doing this today with y'all. We would go that route to try to make this go as quickly as possible for you. So now we're going to stitch down this side. So we're going to work our way around that initial piece there.
Yeah, and it kind of just the batting in there helps just make sure that everything sort of sticks to itself. The fabric doesn't slip around a lot.
It doesn't. It doesn't move around. You don't have to do a lot of. You don't have to tape.
Yeah.
And we're not even holding. So now we're going to. You're always going to leave the fabric in the center and remove the outsides. So everything on the outside of that stitch there. Always leftover angled pieces from the previous stitch. Not a whole lot you can do with those. I'm gonna rip that one out so I can rip it because
it'll show
that white fabric is going to show, and I don't want that there. So again, I'm placing the edge of my fabric on that stitch line and tacking it down.
You okay back there? One is sold. The sublimation? Oh, it's a customer's in for repair.
And back. A lot of back and forth. Wish you could press right on your machine. That would be convenient.
Right. No. That would be an interesting conversation with Tony. I'm not sure how this got melted.
I don't know what happened.
I was stitching along, and all of a sudden,
there's just this. It
was
really
just
warm.
Stitching so fast.
It got really warm, and then All right.
Good morning.
1, 2. That excess white. And that excess yellow. So I did go through and make a pile so that I can just grab my fabrics for the order that I think they're supposed to go in. You're welcome to play.
Okay. This is really cute in Christmas colors.
Oh, yeah.
like red and green. That'd be really cute.
Right back.
Did it freeze? I don't think so.
Not to our knowledge, Miss Carolyn. I'm not sure. You want to maybe check your connection.
Yeah, sometimes you don't worry about that little.
I don't generally worry as long as whatever's covering it is going to actually cover it. But with this nice light color,
yeah,
the definitely not going to see, especially this light of a solid, you're going to see the yellow. If I left that little tab there, you would see it when it folds over. You would definitely see the shadow of that yellow in there.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm removing. I don't generally take the time to remove those.
And again, ours are solid, so it's hard to tell, but that is pretty side down. So the wrong side would be up.
And then we're just going to keep doing this.
Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of times.
A whole bunch of times.
Yes.
This is going to be a riveting video to watch, guys.
I know, right? I'm going to try to remember to keep touching the buttons. Oh, my stomach is growling. Woo. Sorry.
All right, so back at the machine, we're now going to do angles. So we're going to come in over here. This is going to be cute.
It is going to be really cute. I actually love a zipper bag and a loop. I mean, I like to make bags, but
this doesn't get you better.
It really doesn't. It's like no stress with the zipper. So Misty, yes. She was hoping to do the September pillow and she realized it's not in there, so we will look and find out. It is possible that in the mixture of sometimes your order we could have forgotten.
It is. It's also possible we did a typo on your email.
Yes.
And so it's in there, but it didn't actually make it to you. Because there's a human element in there.
Yeah, so, sometimes that copy and paste doesn't work. But we will check on that for you, I promise. I actually might be able to do it on my iPad while we're flipping and stitching. Let's see if I can be super productive. I created the constant contact in the car this morning. Typey.
All right. And again, we're just going to keep working our way out. So over here on this side now. And as I said, now I'm working on a darker color. I'm not going to worry about the little tabs that are left in there. I'm just going to leave them alone. So I'm not going to do any additional clipping. It's whatever comes off is what's coming off. And I'm going to be good with that. So that little extra there, not going to worry about it because this will be hidden this time around.
Don't see her name in the account for that. If it had been misspelled, that would have been the easy solution. So we'll go back through your order and see what we have, and if we can't find it, we'll send you a message.
And one more time. So not much to hang on to.
It is, so I'll try to get that taken care of. It looks like we might have missed you, Dee. Sorry about that.
Push button, push button, push button, push button. Come in because it's on your iPad. Probably.
Yeah, it just doesn't let me for whatever reason. It's just being a little tricky.
Let me fill in the word for you. I know that's the word you were thinking. So we are just sewing with yellow embroidery thread and standard bobbin thread. I chose the color based on the quilting so that it matches the bulk of that larger piece of fabric. That was how it was selected. Not super high-tech selection process there.
Okay, you should be good, Miss D.
Okay. Back to straight. Back to that lighter creamy color. Pay a little more attention to my pieces again. There's a few more pieces down there now, so yeah, I jumped the gun.
Got a little overzealous.
I think my machine at home has stopped telling me that because it knows.
It's like, this is moot.
She's just gonna do it anyway.
Working that arm muscle today.
Telling you, I'm getting a workout.
You want me to swap? Do you want to tap out?
I wasn't prepared for that. I was just like, oh, good morning. That little bit of resistance is just like, just goes right there. Told ya. I'm not patient. It's done stitching. Oh, yeah, that might have been a smart thing to do while it was in front of me, huh? As usual, they're oversized.
Yes.
I'd have to fix that.
Mine are all sort of
Starting to
Yeah.
go.
What you looking for? There's one
underneath the quilt there.
Yep.
I think so.
You feeling nice today, Tony?
No.
Don't tell anybody, especially live.
Right, don't tell
Jeez.
I know, right?
He's a nice guy or something.
Right. He's not a nice guy, but he can be bribed with chocolate, just as an FYI.
Chocolate bribes can be had.
Yeah.
I can do it here.
Most of us can be bribed with chocolate, to be perfectly honest with you.
Mashed potatoes for
Mashed
sure.
potatoes and chocolate, if you really need something.
Food. Just food.
Food. Yeah, in general, food.
We don't always get lunch, so.
No.
Food is good. Very good job on that one. Normally, I'm not that particular, but that is awful dark color and an awful light color. I should have pulled the hoop out.
It's kind of a weird angle, isn't it?
Yep, a little bit. Okay. You can participate.
Let me play.
I'll let you. Totally let you.
There we go. Look at that. I did one.
Tony said the other day, we don't get participation trophies here. It's like, I don't even remember what it was applying to, but I was just like, okay. It's pretty funny.
It was fun.
It completely fit whatever situation that it was in, but I don't remember what it was for. Oh, yes, I'm glad I did. Okay, we're getting something there. It's starting to look like something. Big hot mess. directions to yourself until it's done. You know what we didn't get at Novi this year, which I think this is the first year we've never done it.
True. We did not do donuts.
It's kind of odd.
Yeah.
Let's do donuts. Of course, we had sugar up the wazoo in the booth. But we are attempting to diet. We're not doing so hot at it, but I don't think I can get that off. What do you think?
I think it's okay.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, just close your eyes. A lot of shoving. There was a lot of shoving to be had. Yep.
Okay. Flip.
Yes, ma'am.
Flip and press.
Alrighty. Corner. Does not look like big enough piece. It's the other ones. That one.
Maybe. That definitely isn't going to be big enough. Yeah. That's probably for the outer.
The little tiny
nuggets.
corners.
Yeah.
I just was going by color. Oh, I have to trim.
You do.
I was so worried about what color was and what was going to fit there. I totally forgot I got to trim that first. Technically, I wouldn't have to because it's later.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of fabric to leave there.
You want to try painting
What are we getting to?
binder clips?
Really? You could always call him and say, we need to get these, and you blocked us in, so could you come get them, please?
It's on the very.
I understand exactly what happened. Oh.
What do they say in, what was it?
Woo-sa. Okay, let's press this baby. No dice?
No dice. No, Ben was in scabbing them all. Oh.
Now cute.
I try that again.
Yep.
Appears to have felt in the tension, but it didn't behave like it was in the tension.
Instant replay.
Yep. Much slower than normal instant replays, but here we go again. Okay, here we go.
I'm just pulling that darker color out because it's probably going to show through the
lighter yellow.
yeah.
All right. We are maybe halfway-ish there.
Yeah, I know, super riveting.
We warned you.
Oh, when you're watching this on the replay, you can just like fast forward through all this fun stuff and then get to the zippering. I have no idea why, but every time you do that, I keep thinking of like Jeff Irwin, like.
All right, here we go. Number 3. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. So.
I don't want her to start shivering over here.
It would happen.
It's supposed to be a warm 61 today.
Doesn't mean that it will be that in here. Let's just be really clear about that.
Where's your blanket?
It's behind us, just in case.
I brought my wearable one, so you know you guys are gonna freeze me out. So prepared as I can possibly be.
Kim says that she would love to make quilt blocks on her embroidery machine, but my biggest hoop is 6x10. I mean, they do make smaller blocks, but we can help you with the 6x10 part.
Absolutely.
I mean, we can help you both ways. Yeah, you they do make blocks that you can make, and this is
this
even
particular
in a 5x7.
one is available for a 5x7.
Right. So, you know, you could do that. You know, you could make the 5x7 front piece of this, and then if you are like a quilter or a sewer, if you made your batting piece oversized and
put some borders on the outside, and
yeah, you could just flip and sew some extra borders on the outside and make this big without too much trouble.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
And then you could have like a little really cute insert in the center, so you could make
use
it work.
The extra pretty patterned pieces and things to do bordering.
Exactly.
All right, we're halfway done.
Yes.
Feels like we should be more than halfway done.
It does.
And that's just with the piecing part. We haven't even got to the zipper.
For the quilting.
At least that's not super long. Actually, we'll just press that one and at the same time I press that one.
Okay, there you go.
Because we're
Save
getting
yourself.
bigger. We're getting big enough.
Yeah.
We can work more than one spot at least.
Kim's question is, could you make a 6-inch block on a 6x10 machine? Technically, no, because when we refer to sizes, so a 6-inch block is actually 6.5 inches. So you could make a 5.5-inch block in a 6-inch hoop, or a 5-inch block in a 6-inch hoop, but you would not be able to make a 6-inch block because you wouldn't have seam allowance around the outside edges. So that's why this can be a little bit confusing when we start talking about quilting and in the hoop and things like that. Right. And part of the reason that we don't write 6.5-inch block in there is because our machines don't like decimal points.
No, they don't.
So we
can't read a design that says 6.5 or 6/1/2.
Right, you can't put those special characters.
You can't have a name of a file be that and have your machine
read it. Yeah.
It just doesn't.
It doesn't like that.
So.
But in the quote world, we talk about blocks in their finished size, not the unfinished size, and so unfortunately, you would have to go just a tad bit smaller.
So in the other confusing aspect when it comes to quilting blocks in an embroidery hoop is your hoop size is not a true, like this is an 8x12, but it's not actually 8x12 embroidery field.
Right.
This one is a 7 7/8 by 11 7/8 or something to that effect. Your 6x10 hoop is actually 6 1/4 by 10 1/4. So they're not even consistent from one hoop type to the next because there's going to be some changes. We have a 10.5 by 10.5 hoop and we have a 10 by 10 hoop because that's not confusing at all either.
Right.
So, there's definitely multiple things that you have to look at when you're doing quilting in the hoop, is making sure that your finished piece is going to fit into whatever hoop you're trying to use. One thing that we have done with some projects to try to get people to be able to do some things is that batting, instead of including the tack down for the batting, just plop it on and then trim it out later, kind of thing, so that you can still use and get that size that you need. But it just gets more and more confusing the more things that you add and subtract and multiply and divide and
yes.
Much easier when you're following a pattern that just says do this.
Yeah. And until we started quilting in the hoop, I would have said to a lot of people that 6x10 is a really good size starter machine, and you probably won't have hoop envy right away. But
6x10 is now a little harder.
It is harder, especially
if you're wanting to do that.
Become a Kimberbell fan and you want to start working on their projects. Because while their design fits in the 6x10, the quilting portion of the design does not fit in a 6x10.
Correct. You need an 8x12 for most of the quilting things.
Yes.
Do you want to switch with phone bottom? After not dropping now, but
I can take it home.
Yeah, you can take it home.
still the phone. So in that corner is going to be
Just try and move the hoop a
One
few less
time.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can use these. So they.
Hello. How's you?
How are you?
Doing all right.
You guys all recovered?
Oh, absolutely.
Did you need us to move the ladder and close now? Okay, thank you.
Oops. Needle.
There you go. That's probably good.
My bad.
Yeah.
Totally. That's how that works.
I have your Wonder Woman fabric at home still. I meant to bring it.
Well, you know, I had plans to stay up all night last night and use that.
Mm-hmm. But you couldn't
But I
because
couldn't.
I still had it.
So I went to bed and crashed instead. So
well, I'm glad I can help.
it's probably a better choice. Getting inside the hoops over here too. Gonna touch that. We'll do the same thing again. Trim and flip in one shot instead of in and out so many times. Try to lessen the amount of movement here. Again, with the dark color, don't have to worry about those little bits that are here because it won't show through. Work on it.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be there now.
Like a little random string in there.
Something like that.
Looking cute. One and a half more times to go.
Right.
It's like NASCAR.
So many rounds.
Just left turns, but it's right turns on this one, right?
I don't even know. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah,
Yes.
going around
We're
in
going
her,
right.
right? It's like NASCAR backwards. It's like a country song. Backwards.
That is a great country song. I'm not a huge country fan personally, but that is a good one. Got my car back, got my house back,
Got my dog back.
got my first and second wife back. That was a good one. I don't remember who that was. Rascal Flatts. Is it Rascal
I
Flatts?
think so.
Yeah, the first and second wife was, I think, what got me. I was like, wait, what? That's what you get when you sing a country song backwards.
Oh, Kim, we are actually sitting at the Brother Luminaire and we're using an 8x12 hoop. So she was asking what we were stitching on.
Yep.
Yeah. And boy, oh boy, if you're thinking of upgrading, just to give you my little spiel here, there is some fantastic deals on these right now. Brother is in the midst of their holiday gift giving guide, and
Some great options.
yeah, it comes with all kinds of goodies. So many goodies.
But if this isn't your speed, there's fantastic things on the XJ, on
The 2300,
2300,
5200, yeah,
52, all kinds
8
of
by 12
options.
hoops, yeah.
We can help you. Is bottom line. We can certainly get you able to be making some quilting in there. But if you're looking to actually do some real quilting, getting into that XJ or the Luminaire is certainly going to get you a lot more options. That's that built into the machine.
Yeah. Bless you.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Not really sure. Like all of a sudden, my allergies started kicking back up again. It got like 50 to 60, and
Yeah.
they decided to say hello.
Yeah, they're bothering Dave too. He's back to using like his allergy nose spray. I think we could probably do that
I
one.
think we can do this one. Those don't work for me. I have tried. Just absolutely nothing.
I think they're definitely not all made right.
So couple different ones. Oh, I'm sure this won't come to a big surprise to anyone. My head's not put together right. Wait, what? Wait, it's time for charades again. Hang on, guys. We have to play a game of charades. You should take a picture of that. Yeah, not a big surprise. My head's not put together right. And the drainage and the
Mhm.
all of that doesn't flow right. So I think that's why they don't work for me, is because stuff doesn't go where it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
But
I think you can probably do the next one too.
I could probably do 3.
Yeah.
But then
Then
I'm
you'll
gonna
have to
have
get
to
out.
press it before I can
Yep.
do that final one, or I could just pull that one really tight. We can see what I'm doing.
No one can see what you're doing at all. I mean, that's not quite as funny as when you tried to lick your finger while you had your mask on during COVID.
I did do that too. Yes, I did do that.
More than once.
That happened. I did not enjoy that math thing. That was not a me thing.
Know how you lick your finger to like grab something? Yeah. That.
Oh, many times that. Yep. I was very good entertainment for people here. No. But we need it put back in there because that is our Bella box stuff.
I got some orange. Okay.
Put it back. That's all I'm saying.
Sweet.
Oh, that's your Bella box.
All 20
stuff.
people know.
Tony took it. No, I have that song in my head, by the way. How about you?
Uh-huh.
That's what you get when you sing a country song backwards. Get your house back, get your telephone back, get your first and second.
How are we gonna get dinged now? So we're using a copyrighted song in our video.
We're not Moo dancers. So. Singing in the shower this morning, but it was not that song.
No,
it was not.
Was it Bootylicious?
It was not Bootylicious either. Nope. Jack was sitting outside. Tilts his head. He is so flippin' cute. No idea where we're at with the instructions, but
Okay, I'll find out.
I'll press. I think we're going to need to trim off the excess at the top and then do the zipper stuff, would be my guess. All right, so these were our last 4 corners. Press those. Take a deep breath. Say woosah and then go in. Woosah. Woosah. Yep.
I just snorted.
Okay.
We don't get out enough, do we?
We do not. Definitely do not. I mean,
All right, we are on color stop 59, and we're on page 17 of your instructions.
so stem trim.
We're gonna do, yep, that is gonna be the stitch, the below zipper trimming placement line. Then trim the fabric close to the stitch, and then stitch the zipper placement line.
Got it. So I'm getting rid of all of that.
We never did find our.
We did not. Okay. We didn't phone a friend. there's a crappy little roll there. We took it with us, I think, is the problem. Maybe some over by this.
I have a dispenser and the little roll. There's not a lot of tape in it.
Okay. Doodle-doo. Woo-sa. So, hey. So this is cleaning up for our zipper placement line. So we're getting rid of all of this so that the zipper line can come in. So I'm getting rid of all of the excess stuff, no matter what color, because the zipper is going to go up here. So I did clear off all of the excess fabric, not just the dark stuff this time around.
And now we are going to stitch the zipper placement line.
We are on color stop 60 if anyone is following along in the instructions. Should I try to use the rest of this or just chuck it?
You can chuck it if you want. Okay, now we are going to remove the batting from inside that area. I think we were supposed to trim the outside of our batting at some point.
We were talking and didn't do that.
We did not.
I can go back and fix that. Is that's a thing, right?
I think it was a thing.
I can do that now too.
Yep.
It'll have to be a little creative, but
Okay.
But I'm trimming in here too, right?
Yes.
Okay. We were just so excited to start stitching.
I know.
Because we knew it was going to take a hot second. Are we done ironing?
Did we already iron the top and the bottom of zipper pieces?
No. Just in half, I'm assuming.
I think so. I'm missing some of the instructions. Got it. So raw edges. Yeah, just in half. Yep.
So in case you missed it, we missed this. You'll want to do this back once the little map has been stitched. Before you start placing your fabric, you want to remove this excess batting from around the outside edges. Not doing this now. There is some stitching that goes over that line a little bit. So definitely would have been easier to do it then. Not impossible. Easier. Okay. Um, not important.
I mean, only if you try to roll over it with your
I
chair.
suppose that would maybe be a bad thing. All right.
Okay.
I'm putting the zipper in now.
Now the
Yes.
zipper goes in now. Yep,
Tap to
zipper
the left.
teeth to the left. Yes. Oops.
Okay, so here's my pull, and I'm going to just center. Oh, this is long. Center that in there, and tape her in place. And yes, even the non-taper tapes the zipper in place. It is important that it's actually centered in that space, so that when we're putting our fabrics around it, you end up with a pole that can move around the stitch lines. All right, put it there. This is going to tack those in place.
Okay, and now we are going to remove the hoop from the machine, remove the tape, and then we're going to place the raw edges of the below zipper fabric on the trimming placement line stitched in direction number 148. So this one is kind of weird because you're actually putting the raw edge of the fabric not touching the actual zipper. So it actually goes on that line
On
that
the first
Lisa
stitch
cleaned
line.
up. Yes.
Yep. Okay. So we're going to remove the tape. So I generally kind of hold there, but then give it a quick tug. That running line there does cut the tape pretty easily in general. Same thing up at the top, and then your center piece should just fall out. Well, that happens. Put both together. That's fine too. Okay, all my tape's out. All right, so here's my original trim line. We're going to place the raw edges. So this is pressed in half. I've got my raw edges here. We're going to take those, and it's going to be tacked down here, and then we'll fold that up if I'm understanding correctly, and that's how we get so it'll tack it here, and then we'll fold it and it'll tack it again up there.
Yep.
So that is where we're aiming for. You can tape again if you would like to. It is definitely one of those pieces you don't want to shift. You want it to be on that line. They've, measured, if you will, for lack of a better uh, description. And now we're going to press that up here, and it's going to stitch up at that stitch line that happened before.
Yep.
So it's going to stitch basically right where that original line
Yep.
was at.
Flip the below zipper fabric up, aligning the fold just below the zipper teeth. Press and tape in place.
So we're going to fold that. You're going to press that up. You want to make sure that you have room for your zipper pull to move, but you want to have it nice and tight, so, and try to keep it nice and even. So taping that again, this is an area that you're going to want to use tape.
And don't melt your zipper.
And don't melt your zipper. Yeah, trying to keep my iron over here, not hitting that plastic zipper. Make sure that you get a nice crisp fold. Double check that again you've got room. And just grab my tape that I had before and to get those edges down and go back to the machine.
And this is going to be color stock number 63.
And again, this is the fabric that we matched our threads to originally, because this is the only thing that's really going to show. So when we were matching our thread, when we started, we did the quilting on the back, which is the first stitching that was going to show was that quilting. And now this is the second. So
now we're going to remove it from the hoop, and we're going to trim
remove the tape from the hoop.
Remove the tape and remove the hoop from the machine. And we are going to remove the stabilizer from inside of the zipper from the back.
But don't take your project out of the hoop.
Don't take your project out of the hoop. Yeah, we're just removing a portion of the stabilizer from the hoop.
So that you have access to
your zipper. Yes.
So on the back of the hoop, we're going to come over here and we're going to remove that rectangle, basically that's inside from that original stitch. You can see where your zipper teeth are. You're just going to go in there and get a start. You can use scissors. You can use a seam ripper. I prefer to do like I just did with either a push of my scissors or to use a seam ripper and push versus trying to do, choppy. Otherwise you get a mess and you get jagged. And who wants jagged pieces of stabilizer back there?
And then before you put this back on your machine, you are going to take one of your lining pieces, the big lining piece, and we're supposed to have a little fold at the top of the lining piece.
Oh, yeah.
The large one.
The bigger.
Yep. On the back of the hoop, place the below the zipper lining fabric right side up so the fold is aligned just below the zipper teeth. and covers the cut edge of the stabilizer. Tape the sides and the corners.
So that you have a nice edge. You're going to give yourself, you're not sewing this or anything, you're just giving it a, it's going to sew it in. You just need that fold. We're pressing it, and then we're going to place that up against the zipper, like so. You should have coverage all the way to the bottom of your bag.
And then you're definitely going to want to tape this.
Most definitely.
For sure. Definitely tape your corners, and you might want to tape in the middle as well, just so it doesn't move around. But we always talk about how important it is to get those corners covered, because that's the part that oftentimes flips under your project as you're putting it underneath your hoop.
When your hoop is shifting, if you only have these spots, this can curve under, and then you end up with your bag with a lining that does this.
A secret pocket.
Yeah, we don't want those. So make sure that those corners, don't do your compass points, do your corners.
Yes, and careful pushing on your hoop, because you don't want to pop everything out of the hoop. If you have one of those like dime pressing pads for inside your hoop, these are one of those.
Is a great place to use that.
Definitely.
All right, so I've got my four corners. I'm just securing that so that it stays in position and doesn't do any shifting underneath when I move my hoop into place. And I removed the tape from the front. And to slide everything back in.
And now it's going to do like a securing stitch all the way around to hold that backing in place. Color number 64.
So this is catching the top in the back. I have a hair appointment tomorrow. That's the reminder appointment.
Okay, now we're going to take the second above the zipper fabric, and we're going to tape the fold just above the zipper teeth.
Balancing out with what you had done before. So your raw edges will go that way, and the fold is going to be here. We're good?
Yep.
Okay.
Now this is color number 65, and it's going to stitch this down. If for some reason you miss, you can take this out and restitch it. So double check to make sure that you've caught everything.
Or you don't like where it's at.
Yes.
Same thing.
And now we're going to flip this over and place the right side of the above the zipper lining fabric onto the back. And the fold is going to go right along above that zipper again.
Just got there.
We're live.
All right, so we're going to place that right over there, just like we did before. And we are going to secure that. Take that over there just to make sure we don't stitch it in. Okay. Move this. And shift it on the back. And now we're going to do the square on the top.
Yep.
It's going to tack that lining piece down.
Then we're going to do the quilting. So if you wanted the quilting to be the same color on the inside of your bag, you would need to change your bobbin. We have white in there. Are we good with that?
I'm totally good
okay.
with that.
So we're going to go ahead and hit go.
All right. Are you good with that?
I'm totally fine with that.
All right. This is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Even look too dark. It's perfect. So we are using 602 from Exquisite. If anybody, did you say that?
I don't think so.
It's pretty color. It's really nice. Blends with all these colors nicely. So close.
So if you are doing a crossbody bag version, while this is quilting, you could be getting your D rings and your little
Your tabs,
ready because that will be the next step. So we'll go ahead and do the lines for the tabs, but we are not going to put the tabs and the D-rings in. If you did purchase a kit from us, you do have D-rings, you have a slider to make it an adjustable crossbody, and then a plug to clamp in as well. Okay. The next stitch is the placement for your tabs. So you would want to make sure that you have the D-rings in and your tabs sewn together.
So those are going to be something that you'll need to do the strap and that in the instructions and for that are at the beginning of your instructions.
Yes.
So that is sewing and you will need to sew. There's no way to make that without sewing. So make sure that you have that prepped when you get here.
Yes. And then
you'll place those. And what you'll want to do, I'll just pretend that this is my tab. So you're going to have a piece and it will have the tab with the D-ring here, and you'll have raw ends like yay. Okay. The raw ends are going to go out and the tab with the D-rings are going to come towards the inside of your bag so that when we turn it, they'll flip out.
Yep.
So make sure that they're not sitting like this, which is I've seen happen a lot.
Right.
So this is not the placement. You don't have it looking like it's going to look when it's finished. You need to have your raw edge to the outside of the bag, and the tab with the D-ring will be sitting in here. You'll want to put tape over the D-ring to keep it all in position and everything.
Yes. So we can stitch, that would be the tack down for this.
Tape everything in place and then tap them down with number 69.
Yes. And then we are going to open up our zipper. And
sure we are. I got tape on the back.
Yep. And then we're going to be using the thumbtacks for the backing placement. Yes. Okay. So now you're going to slide your hoop off the machine and open your zipper like 3/4 of the way. Do you want to show that? You need to do the backing part now.
Yeah, I just was.
Oh, okay.
I thought that's what you were meant, but you meant over here.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So very important part. We didn't want to do especially all of this work and then not have your zipper work. So make sure you do not forget to open up that zipper. So.
Okay. It says turn the hoop to the back and carefully place one thumbtack exactly in each corner of the project. Place tape over the flat part of the thumbtacks to hold them in place.
All right. So what we are doing is showing us on the front where the orange areas are going to go. So we're going to just push our tack straight in, and then we're going to cover that up so it doesn't shift. These tacks, which we provided, are they have a lot of body. Let's just put that. They're nice and tall, which is really nice. The back is actually not super flat. is okay. Just make sure you have a big enough piece of tape to hang on to.
Yeah, because you'll take those off before you get it back to the hoop anyways.
Yes. Okay. And we're going all the way to the top. Anybody's... I'm not. So why am I taping these? Because as soon as I flip my hoop over,
They'll fall out.
they'll fall out if I don't. That's literally the only reason. there's no embroidery secret about that. It's literally just to keep them in position. So now I have pokey things in my four corners.
Yep.
All right. So now I'm going to take and look at my piece here, and whichever side is up,
right side.
is going to, if it's directional,
Yes.
which, so depending upon what fabric you're using, make sure that you're paying attention to that. If you have a directional fabric, and that kind of thing, we're going to take our corners and push that into the thumbtacks. Okay. Now, what happens if you didn't buy our kit?
You should buy it.
Our kit came with thumbtacks.
Yes. You can kind of line these up visually. It's definitely harder. You could use any thumbtacks that you have. I've tried using like pins and different types of things.
Pins don't work because they shift.
Right.
The angles are bad. I have done where I'm looking at like, okay, here's my square, and I can see and I can get close.
Mm-hmm.
But the thumbtack really does work well. So I have just now invested. I have thumbtacks in my embroidery room. All right, so all four corners are now pinned into place. So I, of course, am not going to embroider with those in my hoop. So very important. Now we need to make sure that that is going to stay in the position that we have it. So we're going to tape that down. And yes, I tape this down. And I tape it down pretty strong. As soon as you pop those out, you don't want it shifting. So make sure that you've got a nice, good grip. And this particular project is going, all the way to the sides of the hoop. So make sure that you're, getting a good grip on both the fabric, the sides of the hoop, so that it's not going to go anywhere.
We're almost done. We're gonna tack this down in place, and then we have to put the back lining fabric on the back of the hoop, and those are the last two stitch outs. Kim said she bought her 1,700 from us at the expo in 2021.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 2 years.
Thank you.
If you're ready for your upgrade, we're happy to take your 1,700 in as a trade if you want. So you can give us a call or you can pop in over here, and we're happy to help.
All right, I think we are secure there. So, like I said, extremely important. We don't want these to stay there. So now that we have that secured to the front, we're going to remove the thumbtacks.
She said, "Ooh, I might do that. I didn't know I could trade it in."
There you go.
Absolutely.
I mean, you don't have to. You can have two machines.
You can. But you can.
But
Either
that's
or.
an option.
Yes.
All right. With everything still taped in place, we're going to go back to the machine. And it's going to tack that down. Now, again, we need to have our zipper pull
Towards the inside.
in the inside here. So mine is right here. I can feel it. Double check, make sure that your zipper pull is inside the bag because this is way too much work to screw it up now. So here we go. We're going to tack this down. And your tack down should be just inside your quilting. So you should actually be able to see
a little bit.
like a little frame all the way around everything. So,
Okay. And now our final stitch
thing.
down. We're going to
Take
turn
our
the
liner
hoop to the back. We're going to place the back lining fabric right side down, completely covering the tack down line and taping those corners and sides.
So here is my lining. I'm going to, like she said, make sure I'm covering up the entire project. So make sure I'm balanced everywhere there and covering everything there. Corners are super duper important.
Kim said she sewed her closure with the zipper pull on the outside. Yeah, we've all done that. So you are in good company.
Jaden did it just last week.
He did.
He's like, ugh. Oh, and even worse, then he cut the zipper.
Yeah, then he cut it off. Yeah.
Then he cut it off.
Yeah, I heard on that was the back of the nativity pillow, right?
Yeah, it was. Yep. We got the zipper pull on. That was a sad day. So everybody does it if it makes you guys feel any better.
Yep. It's happened to all of us at least
Side down. All right, tape those corners and then one final stitch. It will leave an opening at the bottom there for us to turn. And we'll be all done. That one. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess this is gonna go around twice.
I would guess. I would be shocked if it didn't.
I would be shocked if it did. I'm gonna pop these little babies back over here, make them a little less
Stabby.
stabby. Take it. Oh. Came unthreaded at the needle.
We did. Yep. You got all the scissors over there.
So close. Now I got.
That easier?
Maybe.
Understand how that ever happens.
I can't figure that one out. And it still fits just for a while. How does it do that when there's no thread in the needle? Like magic. That's so much better.
Music to our ears.
Wonderful. Love it. All right. Now there's lots of stuff in here. We gotta.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. So
A little bit going on.
just a little bit. All right, we're gonna pop it out.
Just a few layers in there. Maybe. I'll take this.
All right, so we are going to remove some of the obvious tape stuff so that it's not in our way. And then we are going to trim, I assume it's got a 1/4 inch and then double trim my corners.
I would think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, trim a 1/4 inch around. Diagonal, flippy flip.
All right, so here we go. Wow, there's a lot in here.
You're missing our big ones, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't know where they ended up. We're definitely missing a lot of tool work at the moment.
So we kind of stitch diagonally and then sort of grade the seam down there so that there's a little less bulk. And if you accidentally clip into your stitches, you can just take this to your sewing machine and sew around that little edge if you need to.
It's got a little bit to push through.
Yeah. You guys
Everything
okay? We're almost done. Do you need help?
Mhm.
Okay. A little ball of joy there.
Yeah.
There was over here.
I don't see it though.
She's getting her favorite turning tool here. These are great. This is the Floriani turning tool. OESD also makes a turning tool. They both are not round, so they don't roll right off the table for you. The Floriani one is single-sided, and the OESD one is double-sided. Just open it, Tony.
I mean, we've had that same case for what, 6, 7 years?
They can't see what you're doing. Can you? There you go. So she's kind of smushing in and rolling. A little twisting action going there.
Doing this inside.
Yeah.
Not doing this.
It's live action replay we have going on.
and not stabbing, because that tends to poke holes.
Yeah.
Doing a little roll, and roll it on there, and I do it both steps, so the first turn and the second turn. Otherwise, I find it doesn't really work very well the second time. What do you find?
Same thing.
Okay. I have an iron here. There's some crazy people out there that would maybe hand stitch that lining closed at this point.
I would totally just take it to my
I
sewing
would
machine.
take it to the sewing machine and maybe stitch that closed.
Yeah.
Depending upon how I was going to use this.
It can also be a secret pocket.
It can also be just a, it's fine, just as it is pocket.
Then you can hide stuff at the bottom of your bag. Before we had metal detectors to get into like the venues and stuff, I always had an opening at the bottom of my bag and I would put my camera in there. And then you always put like something that would make the security guard uncomfortable if you saw it down there. So like a pad or a tampon or something down at the bottom. They would never look any further. You always got your big camera in.
But works, man.
Can't do that anymore.
No, they
Now
they
you have
know.
to have a clear bag if you can have a bag. And we all have a phone. We all have cameras on our phones now. So
They're not the same as those real ones.
no, they're not.
I mean, they got some pretty nice phones on cameras on phones, but it's still not the same.
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm thinking of
Two.
There you go. Give it a little press, and you have
A nice
an
and warm
adorable
bag.
bag. Yes. Look how cute it is.
That is really adorable.
Yep.
Functional zipper, because we did the steps probably.
Mm-hmm. And Anita, it can have a strap if you want. Earlier, we were talking about this is the point where you put in your D-rings and things like that. We elected to make ours just a zippered bag instead of a crossbody bag. But you have placement lines for the D-rings, and then there are instructions for you to make your strap adjustable. And if you did purchase a kit from us, we did give you the supplies if you want to go ahead and make that a crossbody bag. So absolutely, you could
That
add a
is so
strap.
dang
It is
cute.
very, very cute. Good job, Lisa.
That is darling.
All right.
A fully quilted back
Yes.
to boot, which is also
Right.
and padded.
And padded.
So, you know, originally, even if you got all fancy, it was hard to get batting in there because it just didn't turn and it
Right.
didn't. But with the quilted pattern and everything, it lays. It's
so much
it's
nicer.
nice.
Yeah.
It's actually it's a nice feel hand.
Yes.
It turned nice. I mean, it's still a lot of stuff to go through a small
It
little
is.
place, but it actually turned pretty easy.
It wasn't.
the
You
big-
didn't fight too hard with
No,
it. I didn't hear any bad words. So.
there was none.
All right.
So,
We'll be back live this afternoon in just a few hours, and we're going to talk
We're
about the
gonna talk about
Kimberbell
the mini
mini quilts. And we'll talk about some of the stuff that we did at the Sewing Expo, and we'll talk about the holiday gift guide from Brothers. So
join
lots
us
of
again
fun
this
stuff
afternoon,
this afternoon.
3:30, if
Yes.
you'd like to. This particular bag, does it say on the? Do you have the front? I think it might say finished size. I don't know.
I don't think I have the cutting sheet
I have a
here.
ruler here.
It's here. Hold the piece of paper up. So
Oh,
it's
So this is 8.5 by 11.
So it's a little smaller than that.
So here's 8.5 by 11. So there's a inch, a little over an inch left. So 7.5 by what? Probably 2. So by 9 finished.
Like a 7 by 9-ish.
And that is done in the 8 by 12 hoop.
Yes. Right. So we kept you guys for almost 2 hours, and but it is done and it is super cute. And we will see
Thanks
you
for
all
hanging.
later
We'll see
on
you
this
in a
afternoon.
couple more hours.
Bye.
Thanks. See you next time.